Welcome to the Jedi Ranger. I'm John Barry 555, and in today's video I'm continuing my series of Mash Wikia reviews with Season 3, Episode 21, Big Mac. So the premise of this episode is that General Douglas MacArthur is going to be visiting the 477 for an inspection. And most of the hijinks of the episode is the camp preparing. Frank is burning books because he apparently doesn't want the 477 to look bad. And I mean like classic books. So, Frank is being his over-paranoid, controlling, over-perfecting self. And also, MacArthur is a general. Career. He probably knows what soldiers read. No need to hide that stuff from him, Frank. Then, of course, you have the meeting with one of the colonels on MacArthur's staff who goes over the plans, very elaborate, proper protocol, all that stuff. Of course, you know what that means. At the end of the episode, when MacArthur finally arrives, he just drives right on through, no stopping, barely salutes the gathered men and women, nurses, doctors, helmsmen of the 477. But Klinger, wearing a Statue of Liberty costume on the way out, he gives a full salute to. It is just hilarious. And by the way, throughout this entire episode, Klinger has been basically trying to not be hidden away from MacArthur because he wants MacArthur to send him home. Basically, he wants to show MacArthur that he's crazy. So that it seems like MacArthur is just as crazy, saluting a corpsman who's trying to get out of Section 8 dressed as a Statue of Liberty, But I think part of the reason why they did that is that they didn't want us, the audience, to get too good of a look at him. I don't know why, but they just thought that made the funnest joke. They even have a rehearsal scene where they have Radar dressed up as MacArthur, then the 477's own MPs riding in on bicycles, and then right after that is actually when MacArthur arrives and drives right on by. It is a good, fun episode. Not too much about it. The main thing is I think they wanted, MacArthur was leading. We probably should do an episode with him. Would be funny if he's going to come and visit, but he just ends up driving right on by. That, I think, is what got them interested in the episode, and then they wrote everything around from there, and it worked. It creates a pretty good and fun episode. Also, this is also the third and final appearance of the character Captain Calvin Spaulding, also known as the Singing Doctor. So if you didn't know, I've talked about this before, but that was basically a producer-introduced gimmick that the production crew and the actors were not a big fan of. Now, I actually don't mind the music, but that's partially because, it has that folksy tune of music that I don't mind so much. But, yeah, that generally would not work in the context, I think, of the show in the way that MASH was developing. Maybe back in Season 1 it might have been a little better if MASH was developing into a different type of show. But the kind of show that MASH became makes sense. That it didn't work out and creatively. And also, whenever you have corporate executives pushing something, it never generally turns out well. And generally will receive some pushback anyhow. There's also historical inaccuracy as well because in the episode, Margaret claims that her father and MacArthur fought the Hucks together with the Philippines after World War II. That's not possible on two fronts. According to the Mash Wikia, it's because MacArthur was actually in Japan during that time period, and two, it was actually done by the fighting against the Hucks in the Philippines, and I actually did read a little more about them, but it was done by the Philippine police force, the constabulary there, not by U.S. forces directly. Did they assist? Yes. Was the CIA involved? Oh, certainly they were. But technically speaking, the U.S. military did not directly participate in that fight. It's a real little quirk of the history, and Mash got it wrong, but the Wiki article only talks about where MacArthur was, not the U.S. forces' involvement in it. But I just had to share that from my own little bit of additional research. But that's where I'm going to end this review. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching my video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like and share. Also, consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date on all my latest content. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.